take the part that has the missing. It was there. We have subject verb. The Price premiered her first symphony. There's a woman premiered the first symphony. A piece that was praised by blending traditional romantic motifs with aspects of black folk music. And there is a dash. So that means the two parts between the dash or the part between the dash is not essential. So now we said and. So and actually, if there is a noun before it, so it must be a noun after it. If there is a verb before it, we must get a verb after it. Here we don't have anything before the dash that has ing. So I'm going to cancel A and cancel C. Do we have anything that has to plus verb? Nothing. But we have a verb called premiered. So developed. 16. Possessive. The people that they got it wrong. We said when we are gonna put possessive, apostrophe S or S apostrophe, we said if we have two nouns follow each other, if between these two nouns, verb or a preposition, we can't put apostrophe for the first noun. So here we have of preposition. So we can't put before it apostrophe S, cancel A and cancel D. Now we are between B and C. Here we have photographer as a noun and photo as a noun. So two nouns. So it's better to put apostrophe S. It's better to put apostrophe S without. It's going to be wrong. Number 17. Focuses, singular. Focus, plural. Take care. The verb end with S or ES is singular. The verb ends with S or ES is singular. Focus, plural. Are, plural. Where, plural. The odd one out here. But I want to be sure that my answer is right. So I need to find that the subject is singular or plural. Although each is indefinite pronoun that we deal with it as singular. One of these plays, which include Henry V and Richard III, I don't care. The subject here is each, singular, indefinite pronoun. So we're going to take focuses. One accumulates. Here we have pronoun antecedent agreement and we have subject verb agreement. One singular, accumulate singular. They plural, accumulate plural. It singular, accumulate singular. We plural, accumulate plural. If you're going to look here, we have two singular and two plural. So I can solve it this way because I have two, half. So I'm going to go to the context to find the sentence that has the part that it's singular or plural. He said here, this disparity can be explained in part by the fact that rivers, such as the Mississippi, expand and contract as sediment. He talked about rivers. I don't care what come after such as. Rivers, plural, so I need plural. So cancel one, accumulates, and it accumulates. They or we, can we say rivers? We, so it's going to be they. Number 19, verb forms is inventing, present continuous, will invent, future, had invented, past perfect, invents, present. How we know the tense? Look at the whole sentence to find out, to categorize the tenses in the sentence to find out that which one is the most consistent tense. In 1881, thank you, from the start it's past. French chemist Camel for redesigned past the rechargeable lead acid battery. For its design greatly increased past the amount of electricity that the original battery, which is the French physics, thank you, I need something in the past. Up here present, forget about it. Here future, forget about it. Here past perfect. It has past, but it's past perfect. If we have past, it's going to be better. But if we don't have, use the past perfect. Here, invents present. So we don't have any other past. So we're going to use the past perfect. And if you look here, we're going to find 15 years earlier. That means this event happened before those. So it must be in the past perfect. Now, boundaries, punctuation, geologist. Geologist with colon. Don't forget that I told you that the colon will act exactly like the full stop in the sentence. The only difference between the full stop and the colon, that after the colon come explanation or examples. But it ends the sentence. It ends the sentence. It must end the sentence. Semicolon between two independent clauses. The comma, we know that many things, but let's find now. The field of geological oceanography owes subject verb much to American geologist Mary Thorpe. Wait. Any title with the name, they are important. Don't separate them. But teacher, there's a comma here. Is this comma actually for a pioneering oceanographic cartographer? I don't care about this one. The main thing is between geologist and Mary Thorpe. Between geologist and Mary Thorpe. These are essential. Don't separate them. Don't separate them. What come after the positive? Okay, teacher. What about if we put colon? It's not the end of the sentence. Read it. The field of geological oceanography owes much to American geologist. Then you put colon. Who's that one? Who's the American geologist? We must know his name. 21. Again, we are talking about the punctuation. We have advance and advance semicolon between two independent clauses, comma, and without a comma. Let's find the sentence. A subseasonal weather forecast attempts, subject verb, to predict weather conditions 3 to 4 weeks in advance, independent clause. Then another sentence. Its prediction are, subject verb. So subject, verb, comma, conjunction, subject, verb. There's the independent, and there's the independent. Each one of them has subject plus verb. Each one has subject plus verb. So we must put between them, comma, fanboys. Or semicolon. Or full stop. So the only one here is going to be semicolon. 22. Now I want to know that this is a question first, declarative or interrogative. Declarative or interrogative. And then after that, I'm going to decide how the shape of the question will look like. Where I'm going to look at the last sentence that has the missing parts. He said, however, when the arrival of European missionaries brings change to Umufuya, the novel asked a central question. Thank you. He said, ask a question. So it's not a declarative, it's a question. Now, how the question will look like, we said WH question, then helping verb, then subject, then main verb. Which one have this one to be a question? Helping verb, subject, main verb. Here, he doesn't bring the helping verb. He brings all WH, helping verb here, WH. Helping verb. Subject, main verb. Here, no helping verb after the WH. Thank you. So the answer is A. However, it's a transition that we're going to talk about it today, inshallah. However is a transition. However is a transition. Okay, let's find. He said, like an Elvis impersonator who might bear striking resemblance to the late musical icon Elvis Presley himself. All of this is a prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase. Act as a modifier because that would put comma. Then here we said an Elvis taxon is not the real thing. The subject verb is independent. If I'm going to write however, then I'm going to write it is a misidentified lookalike. We have subject verb again. So subject verb means two independent, like the first, like this one here. So what you're going to put? You put comma, fanboys, or semicolon, or full stop. So here, we don't have except the full stop. Number 24, we have club. Club, comma, and. Club dash. Club, comma. Take care that the club dash and the club, comma look like each other, except that there is another dash. So we're going to choose this. Or there is another comma, we're going to choose this. Let's take from the beginning. He said in 1959, prepositional phrase. Marine biologist Dr. Albert, no punctuation because the title and the name is important. I know that it's not our question, but just to show you, because this question is going to be repeated a lot. Found, so subject verb, the underwater adventure seekers, okay. A scuba diving club, that is, wait, Wait, teacher. Without thinking, we said that will never come before it any punctuation. That is a relative pronoun that will never bring anything punctuation before it, except in some irregularities that you're going to find another dash here in the sentence, another comma here in the sentence, but we don't have comma or dashes. So don't put anything. 25, life semicolon, life colon, life, comma. Let's find. He is known for enforcing a moral code. Subject verb. Called the low pity. This independent, which, relative clause, establish the sanctity of animal life. Okay. The just treatment of elderly. Wait. I look at the same pattern. Noun, preposition, and then noun. Noun, preposition, then a noun. Noun, preposition, then a noun. So this is a list. طب how we make the list? X, Y, and Z. Why you don't put colon? Because this is not the end of the sentence. Try to read it like that. You're not going to find that it's at the end of the sentence. 26, high on, semicolon, high on without anything, high, full stop on, high on and colon. Wait, teacher, you told us that we can separate preposition. If it's a preposition, but if it's not a preposition, so it's going to be an adverb, so you can't separate. Let's find the sentence. Where is the sentence? Here, from here. In a 2016 study, Eastern Washington University psychologist Amani Al-Alili found that among the study participants who experienced friction, a physiological response akin to goosebumps or getting the chills while listening to music, take care. From here till here, it's not essential because I told you, don't separate the preposition, but we have here comma and we have here comma, so it can. There was one personality trait. There was this independent noun that they scored particularly high on. Yes, we can stop here because on here it's not a preposition. Here it's an adverb. One personality trait that they scored particularly high on. Done. Then we can put full stop or colon or semicolon, whatever. But because here he said openness to experience this explanation, so I'm going to put colon. The last question. Swinzel, comma, Swinzel, colon, Swinzel dash. Let's find the arrangement of the figures, comma, wait. Where did the subject, where the verb here? You told us before, after the subject, comma, before the verb, comma. After the subject dash, before the verb dash. After the subject nothing, before the verb nothing. So here he said the arrangement of the subject. The arrangement represents. So after the subject, comma, before the verb, comma. That was the last test for domain 4. Now we're going to go to the transition. I'm going to put for you the answer key for that test to revise again, plus the recording that I put it for you every time, and I don't know who's watching or not. Okay, now let's go to the transition, and as I told you, now we are in domain 3. Domain 3 that include 2 skills. Domain 3, it's called expression of ideas. Expression of ideas. I sent you right now the file. It has 2 skills. The first one is called transition, depend on memorization. The second one is called rhetorical synthesis, and it's the easiest, despite the question can fill a whole page. What about transition? We heard that word before in the school many times. Transition actually are words that we deal with them as adverbs. So they are no subordinate conjunction to make the sentence dependent. They are no subordinate conjunction. They are not although, they are not when, they are not while, they are not if, they are not unless. So take care of that. They are adverbs that they don't have any, like however, they don't have any kind of it changing the sentence to be dependent. Okay, teacher, it's a grammar, yes? Yes. The only thing that I want to know or let you know that we have more than 6 categories actually for transition. Each one has its function. But what I bring here, I bring the most common transitions. But while we are answering together, even in the book that I uploaded on the WhatsApp, that you have to memorize from it. You have to answer, not to keep that book aside. So because of that, I'm going to give you the 6 common categories. And whenever we are answering together, I'm going to add more categories, like emphasizing. I didn't write emphasize here because some teachers still stole my stuff. So some actually is going to be in my period only, in my session, giving to you. Okay? Like emphasizing, granted, fittingly. So let's talk at the agreement part. Let's talk about the agreement part. The agreement part, that the word that you're going to bring it as a transition agree with the sentence before, with the sentence after. Take care. The sentence before will agree with the sentence after. In the same context, in the same information. One of the words of transition for agreement is similarly. Do you have others? Many. Many. Even more than that. Okay, how I know that this is agreement? Look at sentence before and sentence after to find that they are talking about the same concept or not. Here he talk about lentils, العدس, are an excellent way to add plant-based protein to one's diet. Okay, perfect. I know right now you're talking about the lentils, the people that they can't buy meat or chicken. They can use lentils as a plant-based protein. Okay, the second sentence. As you can find this, if it talks about the same concept, so we can add similarly. He said here, legumes. Other legumes like beans and chickpeas, yes, these are also protein-based plants, can serve as integral protein sources for vegan and vegetarian. Yes, they are talking about the same thing, but he gives actually more examples here for the plant-based protein. So similarly, what other words we can use here for the similarity or the agreement? Again, also, correspondingly, equally, likewise. The second category, disagreement. The sentence before disagree or contradict with the sentence after. Which word that we can use it here? However, let's look at this one. Look before and after to find that they are contradicting in the information provided. They are disagreeing in the information provided. They are opposite in the information they provided. The rock star Prince was a multi-instrumentalist. Multi. He played a lot of instruments. Piano, guitar, whatever. Having played 27 instruments on his debut album. Thank you. The sentence after. He is primarily remembered as guitarist and vocalist. Okay, I'm sorry. And the sentence before you said that he's multi. How he is only remembered by the guitar only, and vocalist means that because he make tones. How? He played many instruments, and here he talk only about guitar. So like that, they are contradicting with each other. So because of that, we're gonna put however. What other words we can use for contradiction or disagreement, but yet conversely, though, still, in contrast, although, nevertheless, and on the other hand? Third category, sequence and order. And sequence and order, believe me, you're gonna find mostly with the dates. Mostly with the dates, but sometimes in level 3, he's gonna put for you dates, but he needs another category. Take care of that. What are the words that show sequence and order? The word previously, سابقا, previously. Let's find this. Find the sentence before and sentence after to choose the right answer. The Pulitzer Prize winning novel, A Confederacy of Dunces, was published in 1980. 17 years after it was written. Then after that he said, the novel had been rejected by many different publishers. Okay. So take care that it was published in 1980, and here he said the novel had been rejected by many different publishers. So previously, سابقا, it was rejected until 1980. What are the words that we're going to use in sequence? Then, later, before, afterwards, first, finally, subsequently. The fourth category is addition. Addition. You add more information, not agreeing, like the first one. It's addition. You add more information, like the word furthermore. Let's look at sentence before and sentence after. Moles are highly suited to their lifestyle with short, powerful forelimbs adapted for digging. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the moles with short, powerful forelimbs to dig. After that, he said, moles have evolved, تطور, to require less oxygen, allowing them to avoid suffocation while underground. They are going to dig and they're going to go underground. So like that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them another characteristic, not only of the forelimbs, but also that they require less oxygen. So because of that, it add information, not agree. Because we didn't talk about forelimbs and digging. We talk about another topic related. So we add. What are the other words that we're going to use for addition? Additionally, also, to, moreover, in fact. Number 5, exemplification. To give an example. To give an example. Like for instance, we look at sentence before and sentence after to find that we need example or not. Throughout history, painters were endangered by poisonous ingredients in their paints. Means painters, they died or poisoned because the ingredients in their paint. Let's find the sentence after here. He said, the use of lead in white paint caused lead poisoning in many famous artists, including Vincent van Gogh. There's an example. One example of the ingredients in some of the paint that led to the poisonous of one of the famous painter. So for instance, what are the other words that we can use for exemplification? For example, for one thing, to demonstrate. The last one, cause and effect or reason. Cause and effect or reason. Like the word therefore. So one is going to be a cause or one is going to be effect for the other. Here, we have two sentences also. We'll look sentence before and sentence after to find the relationship. The Hubble Space Telescope has provided astronomical insights for over 30 years. Don't care. Look here. There are time. So maybe someone is going to say sequence. Someone is going to say sequence. Take care of the relation. He said the Hubble Space Telescope has provided astronomical insights for over 30 years, but its eventual breakdown is inevitable. Cannot be avoided. Cannot be avoided because it's used for 30. So it will end. After that, he said its successor, means that will come after. The James Webb Space Telescope was launched in late 2021. That means because the breakdown of this telescope will end soon. So because of that, there is another successor. So because of that, we use the word therefore. Cause and effect. What other words that we can use? Since, because, subsequently, thus, as a result, accordingly, consequently. Just give me 1 minute, please. So, We finish actually right now the 6 main categories for transition. Do we have extra categories? Yes. We're going to pass through them while we are solving. We're going to pass through them while we are solving. This is the explanation for that part. I'm going to give the part relate to the example first. As you can find, here we have transition. How I know the question of transition? He said which choice complete the text with the most logical transition. Ask you directly that he want the transition. What is the first thing that you're going to do to solve a question like that? You have to categorize each one of these to tell me what is the function. Like, if we're going to say in fact, actually, in fact, I can put it in emphasizing. Though, contradiction or disagreement. Therefore, cause and effect. Moreover, addition. So now I know the function of each one. Now let's find sentence before and sentence after. Sentence before and sentence after.
بس in fact مش الاديشن.
In fact, it can be emphasizing is better, Ahmed.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to take a sentence before and a sentence after. It's the whole context, but just to find the relation. Iraqi artist Nazik al-Malika celebrated as the first Arabic poet to write in free verse. Take care. He's the first one to write in free verse. Didn't reject traditional forms entirely. She didn't reject. She didn't say that traditional forms are not accepted. Her poem Elegy for Women of No Importance consists of 2-line stanza and a standard number of syllables. Okay, now we know that she didn't reject traditional forms. After that, he said, even in this superficially traditional work, even in her traditional work, traditional means old work, conventional work, customary work. Al-Malika was breaking new ground. Wait. How traditional work and breaking new ground? How traditional work and breaking new ground? By memorializing an anonymous woman rather than a famous man. Yes. So they are contradicting without thinking. Though she used the traditional word, but also she broke new ground. So contradiction. Okay. Did the example, Abdurrahman, clear?
Yeah.
Ahmed, clear?
Yes.
Qabbani, clear?
Yes, Mr.
Nada?
Yeah.
Rahaf?
Yes.
Salma?
Uh,
Juri?
yes.
Okay. The first one. Take care. The function first, then you find the relation. And write it on the chat box, please. I'm going to stop recording here, okay?